Hey, good morning to everybody. Happy Saturday. It's Carroll here. It is bright and freaking early, man. It's 3:30 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. Okay, I haven't talked about Donald Trump in a long time. This is going to be kind of a rant. There's so many things that concern me, that scare me, that make me angry about this guy that I don't even know where to start. I think a lot of us feel like that. Back when he was president, every single day, there's so much that was forgotten. With every single day, there was a new, just ridiculous outrage that concerned people. I've talked about this before, and this isn't what the video is about. My biggest fear is I don't think Donald Trump should ever have been allowed to run for president again. Honestly, people say, well, anybody should be allowed to run for president. Yeah, but Donald Trump is the only person in history that tried to overthrow an election. This is the question. I've said this before. This isn't what the video is about, but this is my biggest concern. In 2024, if he wins, he wins. If he loses, what's going to happen? Will Donald Trump ever admit that he lost an election? I would bet every cent. I would bet anything and everything that Donald Trump will never, no matter what kind of evidence or anything, Donald Trump will never admit that he loses anything. So what's going to happen in 2024, in a couple of years? What's going to happen? Is it going to be a peaceful transition of power? Is it going to be just one, as usual? No, it's going to be a freaking nightmare. Win or lose. All right. Some of the things he said lately are just stun me, especially because Republicans and conservatives talking about this war on women with trans people. They're so concerned about women, and some of the stuff that Trump has said lately just astound me. The links will be down below. And one of the things he talked about the Proud Boys, and he again, this is just in the last day or two, because the leader, I forgot what his name was, the leader of the Proud Boys was convicted. And Trump called him a great, the link will be down below. He called him a great patriot. But the scary thing is he plays this, he plays his supporters and says, this could happen to you. The link will be down below so you can see exactly what he said. He calls the Proud Boys great patriots. Seditious conspiracy, trying to overthrow election, trying to prevent the government from completing its duties. And they're great patriots. This is the guy running for president. Okay, let's talk about this whole rape trial. I don't know if I could say that or not, but I'm going to have to use I'm going to use all the words here, I think. Okay, one of the links down below, he's on a golf course in Scotland, and he says just because he's a rich guy, he's got to go back and deal with this rape trial. Like, in other words, if you got a lot of money, you shouldn't, I think, there's two ways you could look at this. He's saying that just because he's got a lot of money, he thinks that he gets accused often, which I don't. The next thing I'm going to talk about will kind of make it obvious that that's not the situation here. Or you could look at it like he's saying that millionaires, billionaires just shouldn't have to deal with being accused of things. They're above that. They could do, these little accusations by these women. He shouldn't have to deal with them, which would make somebody feel like they're untouchable. All right, here this is what this video is all about. There's a couple links down below on TMZ. He's asked specifically about when he talked about grabbing. You can do this when you're a star. You can grab a woman's pussy. You can kiss them. You don't even have to ask. And it's a deposition, and the link's right down below, so you can watch him answering these questions. Now, first, the video starts where they ask him if he took her, Jean Carroll, if he took her shopping for furniture in an effort to have sex with her, and he said, yeah, he did. And and then in other interviews, he says. He disparages this woman by saying that she's not his type, that she's ugly and all this other stuff. These misogynistic comments, and even as dumb and ignorant as I think Trump is, I think he realizes that rape isn't about being attracted to somebody. It's about power. It's about anger. It's about hurting somebody. It's not about sex. It's not about attraction at all. So what he's saying is pretty much nonsense. But this is the part that blows me away. The part about grabbing a pussy. All right. So in the deposition, she says, do you believe this? And he says, well, this is what he actually says. He says, if you look back over the last million years, now, I'm no anthropology expert, but I'm pretty sure human beings haven't even been around for a million. He actually says this. If you look back over the last million years, you'll find that this is the case, that it's true. Then he goes, and he actually says this, fortunately or unfortunately. So he right there, he's saying, and then she asked him, do you consider yourself a star? And he says, yeah. Okay, so let me just sum up Donald Trump in the deposition right there. He says that he believes that stars, people with a lot of fame and fortune and money, can do this, can force themselves on a woman and get away with it. Not even ask, just push themselves on a woman. And he considers himself one of those people. Okay, so, he's kind of about this close to actually admitting what she's accusing him of. Okay, E. Jean Carroll, the accusation is that he ran into her in a department store. I'm summing this up here. And he asked her to try on lingerie or something like that. And they got in the dressing room area. And he pushed her into the dressing room and assaulted her for 3 minutes. Basically grabbed her and kissed her. Like he just said that people like him, feel like stars can do that. And I'm wondering if this is just his arrogant, narcissistic personality. If he's really that crazy, that deluded, that he actually believes what he's saying. Does he actually believe these women, like, they're okay with this? Just because they don't say anything at the moment, because they pushes themselves. I could probably do the same thing. I'm tall, I'm big. I know I can intimidate people. I could probably do that. I could intimidate a woman and probably do that. Does that mean that she's okay with it? No, it means she's terrified. She's scared, especially when you're dealing with a star, somebody of power, somebody with money. He thinks, does he really believe just because she didn't scream or say anything at the moment that she was, he's really that far gone that he actually believes this, that it's okay, that he could get away, that he's above the law, that he's a rich guy. I can't wrap my head around this. He's this close to admitting, that what he's being accused of. He's saying that throughout history, people do that. Fortunately or unfortunately. Actually on video saying this. And this guy is running for president. And all his followers are all upset about, maybe less than 10 trans athletes, high school, not even, there's probably about 5 trans high school athletes in the entire country. And they're all concerned that they're taking over, women's sports. And this guy is pushing himself. Here's one last thing I want to leave you with, empathy. If I were Donald Trump, I know polygraphs can't be used in court, but, by the way, Stormy Daniels, down below, there'll be a link, there'll be several links. Stormy Daniels took a polygraph, and she passed it, no problem. So, what she said, even though it's not applicable in court, she passed the polygraph, no problem. Donald Trump is known for talking about lie detectors, not for taking them, but for wanting other people to take them. So that means he believes in them. Back when he was in the White House, he used to rant about when he wanted everybody tested for lie detector to see who the leaker, I hate that word, the leaker was. So the links for that will be right down below. He wanted everybody to take a polygraph test in the whole White House to find the leaker. Okay, now if I were being accused of that, the first thing I would do is say, give me a polygraph. Give me a polygraph. Let me at least try to do the best I can to, if I'm innocent. I think we all know here. I think even his supporters know he's not innocent. This is who this guy is. He did this. And I think his supporters just don't really care. They don't value women that much. They honestly just don't care. The links for this will be down below. I am terrified. Think about it. 2024, this man's running for president. There's a fairly good chance every time Joe Biden slips and forgets a word, or with his stuttering or whatever, every time he looks bad on TV, Donald Trump gets this much closer to becoming president again. And think about it. The Proud Boys, patriots, great American patriots. And think about this. Even if he loses, even if he honestly, above the boards or 100%, just like last time, loses, will he ever say, I lost and admit defeat? Never. So what's going to happen then? Same thing, even worse. Doesn't look good for our future. You guys have a good Saturday.